Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker alongside Stephen Carroll, and we're joined by Bloomberg's equities reporter Joe Easton. Good morning, Joe. So Airbus shares are on the rise this morning. What's driving those gains?
Yes, so Airbus has been speaking this coming off the back of the Paris Air Show. The company actually announcing today they're going to target higher dividend payments. So they're selling more jets than they had hoped, and that's going to allow them to turn more cash to shareholders. So they're going to target a 50% growth in their 2025 dividend ratio. Now that is up from 40%, so it's a pretty decent turnaround or payout for the company. Now, over at the Paris Air Show, they have seen as much as $17 billion in orders coming from the Saudis, and also some bids for planes coming from Poland as well. So it's been a positive week for the company. The stock gaining 3% today, the best performer on a points basis. So a decent session for Airbus.
Turning next to Gerresheimer, maker of Novo Nordisk's syringes, eyeing a potential takeover. How are markets reacting?
Yes, this has been going on for a while. So as you mentioned, Gerresheimer has kind of been a company that's gone under the radar until we, of course, got the big surge in demand for the weight loss drugs. So they make the syringes, as you mentioned there, Stephen. Now, the company has faced some bids from private equity. There's been a bit of back and forward, though. We actually had a report yesterday saying that potentially it was going to fall through, but the company coming out and reiterating that talks are still ongoing, and the stock jumping as much as 7% today. But I'm kind of thinking of this in a broader picture, because the next kind of swathe of the weight loss drugs tend to be more focused on the pill focus rather than injections. So I'm wondering, how long does this have to go? But given the success of these drugs, it has become a takeover target.
No, okay, interesting. And UBS is seeing some losses today. What's behind that move?
So UBS now, it's got a downgrade over at Morgan Stanley. So a couple of weeks ago, the Swiss government announced this big news that the company is going to have to hold several tens of billions of dollars of cash on its books following the takeover of Credit Suisse a couple of years ago. Now, Morgan Stanley coming out today and saying that they think this will hinder the company's ability to do share buybacks. So they're downgrading UBS to underweight today, and the stock is declining around 2% at the moment. They think it will continue to underperform the European banks, and the company needs to do some mitigating actions in order to get the stock back up. So UBS is underperforming today, and it's down around 2%.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.